Fable 5 is back. But before you rush to use it, there's something important you need to understand. This is not the same experience people were using last month. The model might be the same, but the rules around it have now changed. Some requests may now be blocked, and some answers may be handled differently. On top of that, the free usage window is much shorter than people realize. So the real question isn't just, is Fable 5 powerful? The real question is, can you actually rely on it to do the work you want to do? That's what I'm going to break down. What's changed, how to access it, when you should use it, and when you should avoid it. So here's the simple takeaway. Fable 5 is powerful, but you shouldn't build your entire workflow around one model that can change overnight. Let's start with the timeline, because this part matters. Anthropic released Claude Fable 5 and Mythos 5 on June 9th. Fable 5 was positioned as one of the most capable public models. Then just a few days later on June 12th, both models were taken offline. This was due to concerns around security and access control. And instead of limiting access for certain users, Anthropic decided to disable it. At the end of June, those restrictions were lifted, and on July 1st, Fable 5 is back. So yes, it's available again, but now it comes with more guardrails. And this is what you need to know as it directly affects how you're going to use it. The key change is this. Fable 5 may now refuse certain requests more often. In some cases, it may also route your request to different models if it detects risk. For everyday use, this can feel inconsistent. Sometimes you'll get a strong answer, and other times you may get a refusal or a safer response. This doesn't just mean the model is broken though, it means that there are additional safety layers in place. So for casual use, this usually isn't a problem, but for more structured work, it matters a lot. If you're using Fable 5 for simple tasks like chatting or basic writing, you probably won't notice much difference. But if you're using it for something more complex, like running a workflow or analyzing a large document, you need to be more careful. Here's why. If the model refuses a step or changes behavior, your workflow can break, and without a backup plan, you might not notice this until something fails. That's the part most people overlook. Power is not the same as reliability. So the real skill now is building systems that still work even when the model changes. Now, why is everyone excited about Fable 5? The main reason is its ability to handle large amounts of context. You can give it a long document or complex code bases, and it can reason across all of it. This is really where it stands out. If you've ever used an AI model that struggled with long inputs or lost track of earlier details, this is exactly the kind of problem Fable 5 is designed to solve. It's especially useful for reviewing long documents or understanding complex projects. That's where the larger context window actually makes a difference. However, there's a trade-off. Fable 5 is not cheap, and it's not meant for most basic tasks. If you're doing something simple like writing a short message or summarizing a small piece of text, you probably don't need it. A smaller model will do the same job just fine. So the rule is simple. Use Fable 5 when the task actually requires it. Don't use it just because it's available. Now, how do you access it? If it's enabled on your Claude account, you can select it from the model picker in Claude. Just open the selector, choose Fable 5, and you're ready to go. So here's the part that you really need to pay attention to. Fable 5 is included for certain users, but only within a limited usage window. And that window runs until July 7th. After that, access will shift to a credit-based system. So if you really want to test it properly, don't wait. You've only got a couple more days. Use this time to try it on real tasks. Give it something meaningful, like a large document or a complex problem. That's the real way to see if it's worth using long term. Now the real question is, should you switch to Fable 5? Here's the honest answer. Use it when you need deeper understanding across larger inputs, but do not rely on it for everything. You should avoid using it for repetitive or low-value tasks, and don't build your entire system around it without a fallback option. This situation proves something important. Access can change, rules can change, and pricing can change, most importantly. A model that works today might not be available tomorrow. So if you're building anything serious with AI, don't just ask, what's the best model? Ask, what happens if this model stops working for me? That's the real lesson here. Fable 5 is powerful, but long-term success comes from building systems that can adapt when things change. So my advice is simple. Test Fable 5 now, use it on real work, and see where it actually helps. But don't become dependent on it without a backup plan. If this short video helped you understand what's going on with Fable 5, subscribe for more AI-related videos. I'll be testing it further and showing where it actually makes a difference. Let me know what you plan to use it on, and I'll help you decide if it's the right fit.